All right. Glory to God. Back in here again. Want to do some more reliability tests with this streaming setup that I was talking about last night. Pretty much the same setup I've been using with the fan cooler on top of the phone. So I figured I'd just kick back, chill, build some kits on the Sonicware SmplTrek because I was going to get on the MPC today. But my daughter, while I was out taking her sisters to school, decided to grab a spray bottle that was in the bathroom with some water in it that they used for doing their hair. Their mother used for doing their hair. And she sprayed in the little speaker grill of my MPC Live 2. So I'm not taking any risks with that, just letting it dry out. I put it on the carpet, sat it up, you know. It's a good thing that the MPCs are built like, you know, squares and stuff, so you can sit it up like that. So I had it on the desk. I could see like the water puddling up a little bit. It wasn't a lot, but significant. I was upset. So I think that maybe it's just in the grill. She kind of got it in the center there. But I was looking through it. I know there's like a couple of, I don't know. I guess there's a tweeter and a sub. I don't know. Not really. They're little tiny speakers, right, in the MPC. So I'm letting that dry out. I was going to do some videos today with the MPC and some vocal stuff, but I'm just going to build some kits here. So I've got the SmplTrek plugged in to my phone via USB. And I'm going to go up into Splice. Let's see if I can find the Splice app. And just pull drums that sound cool from there and then record them in. And then build from there. So there we go, drums. And then let me see if I can pull up the chat. See if that's available. Hey, what's good? Jamie Rice, what's up, man? It's been a minute. Appreciate you, bro. I remember all your generosity. For sure. Okay, so what I think I have to do is I have to switch the audio, so I won't be able to talk I'll be able to switch pretty easily, but I won't be able to talk while I am sampling because I got to switch the input to the USB. That's how you do that. So so I got a kick there. I'm just gonna go through the snares. I wish I could have them both active at the same time. I was just actually thinking about that, Van Cleef. It's a really hard decision, but actually, you know, I'll be honest with you, I sold both this and the SP just because I'm that kind of person that goes through gear. I'll try stuff, sell it if I, need some money, or I just want to focus on one unit, and then I'll change my mind. So I've actually sold both the 404 and the SmplTrek, but I decided to buy this again. And it's a hard decision because there's some things in this that I wish the SP had, and some things that the SP had that I wish this had. So, like you see me just naming samples. One big kind of deal breaker for me with the SP, the new, the 404 Mark II, is that it doesn't have a way of naming your samples and putting them into folders or whatever. So this has a pretty quick way of doing it that the SP easily could have where you have that little on-screen keyboard and you use like the directional keys and the knobs and the OK button to select the letters to name your files. SP could easily have that. And so I like how that works here. This doesn't really give you the option of creating folders and subfolders and naming them yourself, which I think would be cool for the SP. But what it does is it gives you an option to save it within a pool, which is the larger pool for the whole unit that you could start pulling from for like in any projects. But then it also has specific, so you can record a sample, name it, and save it to that specific project if you wanted. So you have those two options, and that's all you get as far as I know. So there are some effects in here, but you know, the SP has that beat as far as the effects go. I wish I had those, especially like on the input. I like to throw lo-fi on the input of the SP if I'm sampling some like external keyboard. This, I don't think it has input effects. It has master effects, which I'm not sure if it applies to the sample. I think it's on the output only. So I think there might be a way of like resampling. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to look into resampling by putting a master effect on and then playing what's out of this back in. I don't know if there is, but I'll take a look through these options. Yeah, so there is an option right here. If you look at it, I mean, you can't see the screen too well. Let me see if I can zoom in real quick and you can see the screen a little better. Okay, so right here, can I focus? Oh, focus is terrible. Let me see. Oops, that's the ISO. Give me a second. That's still the ISO. Okay, hold on. This is what I need. It's not letting me choose that. Currently not supported in camera mode for some reason. Okay, we're just gonna have to take my word for it right now. So it gives you an option of selecting what drum track you're gonna record, and it looks like this. If you scroll all the way to the right, I'll just briefly. Okay, oops. Sorry about all that. But yeah, it gives you an option. So you go all the way to the right with the input, and then you have this knob right here. This is knob C. You can turn that and select which track you want to resample, I think. So I'll try that later to confirm it, but I think that's the way it would go. So if you want to use some of the master effects and resample them onto a specific piece of audio, then you could do it that way. So I think those are the two like main things that I pit like the 404 and the SmplTrek up against each other. Like I wish one of them had, like, if this had more effects, that'd be dope. I'm just such a like what's the word? I'm just like, I like to be really neat. Like I'm OCD as far as my file management, and I don't like that the SP only gives you 16 projects, and then once you do those, you're gonna have to do like that full project backup, I believe, or you can do individual ones, and then you gotta like swap them. So if the SP had an ability to create folders and then like save your projects, and then you could, you know, load a project to any of those 16 slots or whatever easily, I think that would be really good. That's kind of the one thing I think the SP's missing. And like the workflow from like sequencing, I don't know, like I think this is a little bit smoother than that. This is a bit smoother than that, than the SP sequencing. Although I've gotten used to, and I like the way the sequencing works on the SP. Some people might not like it. So I'm gonna check y'all in the chat. Been a long time. I see you back on the live too. Just got the SmplTrek recently. Oh, okay, cool. Actually looked in the Sonicware ecosystem now. I have all 6 of the lives. Damn, bro, that was quick. Yeah, the 404 and SmplTrek are similar but different as well. Onboard mic, for example, is clutch. Yeah, it's got the onboard mic. I haven't used it really. Kind of like the old SPs, but Yeah, what did they replace? I feel like they removed the mic on the new SP in order to give it some kind of feature. I don't know. But it never was really that great, right? Do you find some use in using this mic on here? I may have to try it sometime, but yeah, I haven't used it. But if I were to want to like do a live stream from work, which I've been thinking about doing, I think I have done this one time. It's just all you got to do is plug into your phone and keep that mic on, and you can kind of do this thing right here without any other gear. So let me continue with what I was doing. I was looking for a snare. Gotta switch this here. My bad. Switching through those inputs so y'all can hear me. But one thing that is a little bit slow about this is that you have to name your samples before you actually use them. You name them and it saves to the pool or whatever you predetermine to it. So you could set it down here to pool or project. So whether you want it to just be saved to this project or this pool or the whole pool, you have an option to do that. So it's a little slower because you have to name them. I guess I would just recommend, making doing your kits in a different session than like your actual beat making session, unless you really don't mind. But then another option is you have an auto save button, which I turned off, because what that does is you won't have to name your samples before you use them because it auto saves them with a generic name. So I can't do that because, I mean, I could, but I just, like I said, OCD. I want to know what my samples are. I want them named for some weird reason. Um, Not to take the whole OCD thing lightly, just trying to express myself in a way and say that I'm kind of particular. But you still do have an option. Like you can go into the pool later and you have an option. Like I'll show you right here. You go to sample pool, and then I have all my samples here. You can hear them, or say like, this is the kick. If I click on it, then I have an option to load, chop, trim, time stretch, normalize, mono, reverse, rename. So if I wanted to do save a bunch of samples really quick, like sample them in and have them auto save real quickly, it'll name them generic names, and then I could always come in here and rename them. So there's quite a bit of options of things you can do after they're saved in the pool from there. So that's good too. So you have a few different options of how you want to work. Jamie, I think feel it's when you don't have it. It's when you be in situations when you need to use it. Okay, yeah, just like having it just in case, like for sure. We're talking about the mic. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna be taking to work. Usually, like the MPC obviously is portable in many ways, where you got the speaker, the battery, and it's all in one. So there's a lot you can do. I've been taking it to work, but I kind of don't want to take it all the time because it's a little bit heavier. It's not that bad, but sometimes I want to be a little bit lighter, and I don't want to carry around like a $1,300 piece of equipment, right? This is much cheaper, much lighter, and I can do quite a bit of stuff on here. Like if this was your only piece, you could, I'm sure, like if I really felt like I couldn't afford anything else, I mean the SP would be cool too. But I think this is a cool device you could do full tracks on, like vocals too. Because this is really the way I want to work, is take this to work and start projects and probably finish them in the MPC. But I think you could do a lot with this because you have vocal tracks, you have looper tracks, and so I'm gonna use this to come up with some with a bunch of ideas, uh, kind of quickly, and then if I like those ideas, I'll bring them in to record vocals and finish off those ideas in the MPC. But definitely, I'll probably best with trying to finish the whole track here as soon as kind of get that process down with the MPC itself as well, because it is something I'm just starting to focus on really hard. So I got a kick and a snare. Let's go back out here. Yeah, so naming the samples can be pretty quick once you learn how to navigate that little on-screen keyboard with the D-pad. It's a D-pad kind of thing. Let me see. Hold on. Go into my studio, YouTube studio. Hmm. Okay, well, let me. So what I need now is a closed hat mainly, and then probably want to get a. I gotta stay there. Closed hats. I make beats was good, man. Thanks for coming by. So now I got like pretty much everything. I could get a crash, usually is what I go for, and a snare roll. Let me see. Might have to type it in. I got my crash. I'm gonna look for a snare roll. All right, so I've got everything that I want for a drum kit. So I'm gonna move on to the building the drum kit process. I appreciate it, man. 10K for sure. It's a nice little milestone. I know you're probably right there almost as well. Ben, what's good? Wish you made the screen. Do you currently own the SmplTrek? I don't think it's that bad, honestly. And I wear glasses. I don't know if you get eye things going on, eye problems. Not that it's a problem, just, always having to wear like hardware on your face. I'm so used to it. I nearly fall asleep with my glasses on. But I don't mind it. I can even, like, right here, the position that I'm sitting, I'm like 2 feet away, just kind of looking downwards, and I could see it just fine. But yeah, I mean, could be bigger. Yeah, so my next process would be to go to the home screen and go to a track, hold function, hit pool, kit. All right, I did that wrong. No, yeah, I did new. And then click on instant parameters. And then I'll start here. So navigate to my pool. And I may want to be a little bit closer. So yeah, to be honest. Let me move the mic down. Okay, now I'll just navigate to my sounds. It's my kick. Cool. Now, I think they updated this in a way so, like, before, like, I thought maybe it was just my perception at the time, but I think they did update this in 2.0. But in order to build kits, you would have to select a new pad and then go into the pool and then look for a sound, but you can't, hear what's going on to, like, play it in the context of your other sounds. But let me go out. Now what you can do is just from this screen, just scroll through and pick different sounds till you find the ones you want. So you can kind of do the whole, kind of like an MPC, like a new MPC now. And then just keep scrolling through till you find the sounds you're looking for. So it's really good this way. I don't have to actually go into the pool, the file management menu section. I can just do it this way, and then I have the ability to choose my sounds as I'm building a kit, Right, and then I can also do the levels of each one. So I do that. I usually like to pick the same hi-hat and just set them to different velocities. So I'll put this one right here, extra quiet. That's really good though. 6.1, man. You're right there, man. And I don't know how at what rate your channel's growing, but last time I checked, it was doing well. Mine's been going a little slower than lately, but I mean, I think I grew from 9 to 10. I usually take a screenshot when I hit, like, like that nice round number, like it's 1,000, 2, 3, 4, just as a motivational thing, so I keep it as a record. So I save that, like, in my favorites, and I forgot about it, but I just noticed the other day that I had a screenshot from 9,000. And I was looking at the date on it. You know, you can look at the info when it was taken, and I think that was like April. So from April to September, April, May, June, July, August, September. It's like what, 5-6 months. So 1,000 subscribers in 6 months. That's kind of cool to look at, like the rate of growth, because I mean, you know, the first, you know how it was, the first 1,000 right there. That first 1,000 was probably the hardest to get, and then the second, I don't even know how long it took. Probably took a couple years at least. So to see, you know, like you can grow 1,000 subscribers in a year, and then like the next year, you're at the point where it's like within half a year or something. So it's interesting to look at. It's just a motivational thing, you know. So yeah, it's cool, man. So thanks for bringing it up. Okay, so I can keep doing this. I had an open hat that I wanted to bring in. Got to. Okay, and then I had a crash I wanted to bring in. I think I passed it. Crash too. I'm gonna do the levels. I'm gonna bring in this snare roll. Okay, so that's all I want for now. That's pretty much the basis of my kit. So just do levels right now. Whoops. And then you got a few pages in here, so I'll go over and put some of these things in the same choke group. Like this on one, these on one. I like to put my roll and my kick on two, so I get this effect. Okay, and then back on this page, I could do like a pitch. And then you also have, there's no like start end point adjustment or like an envelope, but there is this option called slope. So it's kind of like an envelope where when you go to the left, it cuts. If you go left, it cuts off the end point a bit. It just kind of fades it out. It'll take that tail out. Yeah, and then if I went the other way, so it's one of the other options, right? And then I cut out the attack. So for my snare, may not want all that tail, just make it snappy. Yeah, and I could do the same for the kick if I wanted to. So yeah, pretty much just use that mainly if I record a sample and it has too much, I didn't hit stop on the record, then there might be too much tail and too much noise. I can use the slope, cut off the end point or the decay, you know, kind of, you know what I mean? So I kind of like some of that with the snare though. Okay, my device is overheating. I thought my fan was on, so I just turned it on now. Hopefully it'll cool it down fast enough. Can't believe I didn't realize that wasn't on. Taking a few months off. Yeah, I definitely should take those when you can, like consciously, for sure, or be okay with it. I think this thing can be kind of addictive. It's kind of addicting, like posting, and it makes you feel, at least for me, I don't know how you relate to that, but I know that you post quite a bit, so it's a big thing for you. But yeah, like if you can schedule in those breaks, I think that's even healthier for sure. But yeah, I've done a lot more breaks lately than I used to, because I only recall